This is how it stood at three-quarter time, and there wasn't much in it. There was only a point in it Carlton's way at half-time, but by three-quarter time they'd opened up a lead of 21 points. We come down to the last quarter. Well, it was memorable for Jezza going off and for Wayne Harms and all that. Sit back and enjoy it again.
Final quarter of the 1979 Grand Final at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Tap down goes really nobody's way, and the free kick coming out to the Magpies, to Russell Olsen, who copped a very hefty knock earlier in the match. Olsen's long kick up towards half forward. Collingwood badly needing some goals, but the Carlton defence has been pretty firm most of the afternoon. And Banks claiming he was whacked on the head and should get a free kick, but the umpire disagrees. He's the one that counts. As we await the ball up, Fitzpatrick tapped it down. On the shoulder, says the umpire, and a free kick going to Dennis Banks this time, and I guess he's pretty happy about that. Banks would be directly in front of goal and about 45 to 50 metres out, and a goal here would really set the Magpies on the way to recovery. Banks comes in and far. Dear, oh dear. Mistakes galore. That's not Collingwood's day, is it? Well, we'll know in about 30 minutes' time as the ball is picked up by Moore. He tries to go through the pack. Got it over to Kevin Morris. Morris up towards the full forward zone. Jesselenko, soccer tactics from Jezza. Gets the ball out to the mud patch on the centre wing position of the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Brewer, likewise soccer tactics. The ball very close to the boundary line, and it's picked up there by Armstrong, the Carlton ruck rover. In turn towards the centre wing position again. A chance for Johnston, but he couldn't read the play. Keogh up towards half forward. Harms chasing. Out comes Mark McClure. Snaps the ball back at goal. Burns down there for the Magpies. Harms goes straight through him. A chance for McConville. Anderson dives on top of the ball, but it eludes him. Collingwood defending desperately as umpire Bill Duggar comes in and decides to ball it up. 1.5 minutes gone of the final term. A very crowded forward line it is down there. Let's see if he bounces it down or throws it in the air. Once again, Moore and Mackay. I think we'll have another ball up down there too, as they can't get it clear.
Well, you wouldn't want to be out there for any money amongst that mud and amongst all those players going in so desperately at the moment. Up it goes. Knocked out by Moore. Grabbed by Olsen off the side of his boot. Pushed back in out of Buckley trying to get clear. He's out. He fires, but he's kicked it out of bounds, I think. Or maybe 1 point. So they've got a lead of 22 points now, Carlton, and it's going to be very hard for Collingwood to peg them back because both sides very tight. It's been a hard-slogging game. That first 10 minutes, I don't think I've seen anything like it in my life for an opening of a grand final.
They'd be pretty tired at the moment, Lou.
Both sides, and a lead of 22 points is equivalent to about 6 goals. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. We're at the 2.5 minute mark, so there's a long way to go. And if Collingwood are good enough, of course, they can win this game. There's a long kick back into play, well up towards the centre of the ground. Rene King taken off the bank by Buckley. Buckley's been a very good player. There's a chance for McClure at the back. He got up pretty high, but well marked there by Billy Picken down there in the back pocket. Well, he's getting up to have a go at him. I wouldn't worry about that. A hand pass coming over to Byrne. Byrne kicks the ball long. Going after it now is Moore and Fitzpatrick. They're both showing plenty of pace. It'll beat them both, I think, and it's pushed out of bounds. That was good play on the part of Fitzpatrick. At least he's kept it well within the range of the Carlton forward line. It's about half forward for them. Knocked out by Fitzpatrick. Grabbed by Anderson. Has a bit of trouble getting it up. A hand pass coming over to Olsen. Olsen with a long kick up there towards the full forward zone. Southby in front. Out it goes to Shaw, but he gets a touch of the fumbles. Edwards has got it now. He's getting away. A hand pass back to Carlson. Another one back there in the forward pocket of Shaw. He fires, he slips. Bad luck as he tries to pick it up. There's Klomp trying to break through the pack. And it's out of bounds. Umpire said dropping the ball against him, I think.
Oh, gee. That's what he said, Luke.
That's what he said. He said you dropped it. By golly, you hardly touched it. Rene King's got the kick. He's right on the boundary line. You can see the goals. This is a difficult shot. If he gets this one, he'll make it at 16 points the difference, and it should liven Collingwood up. He turns around, fires as he put it through. He's off target and through for 1 point. So it's 21 points the difference at the 4-minute mark of the last quarter of the 1979 Grand Final. Coming to you live through Channel 7. There's that kick again. Slips over you. Watch Klopp. He gets a free kick against him here.
Well, they did.
The umpire was right.
Okay, ball on the half-back line now, and it's driven up towards the centre wing position. No mark paid by the umpire as Ireland tries to get it out to Magro. Magro's long hand pass is taken by Kink at half forward. Kink looking for someone a little bit nearer the goals, but McConville's there and taps it over his head to Southby. Jeff Southby, not a good hand pass from him, but Armstrong under plenty of pressure, but he gets around two opponents. Well played, Barry Armstrong. Towards the boundary he goes and finds Robert Klomp. Klomp looks for Buckley, but it's smothered and out of bounds. Collingwood still in the match, but the Magpies have certainly got the job in front of them. As Bob Skilton mentioned, the players would be pretty tired right now as we await the boundary throw-in. Fitzpatrick gets it down. He's been rucking very well today, and he'll be in line for the Norm Smith medal to be presented at the conclusion of the match. Morris, soccer tactics, almost a free kick against him as it goes to Anderson and Magro. Magro from half forward, not a long kick by the Collingwood back pocket player who's now seemingly on the ball. Knocked away by Davis. Out towards Lee Carlton at left half forward. In he comes. Carlson gets his kick in, but well smothered by Rod Austin. That was beautifully done. And the boundary throw in the end result. So Collingwood can't seem to do much right at the moment. As Carlton have got them tied up in knots. Fitzpatrick, Edwards, goes to Armstrong. A high kick doesn't cover 10 metres. No, the umpire said play on, and Edwards has caught with the ball, and so it's going to be a ball-up situation as Doyle and Fitzpatrick collared him simultaneously. 50 metres out from goal, roughly, as we await the ball up. Umpire Kevin Smith. Fitzpatrick to Armstrong. Good ruck play. Armstrong back and turn towards the centre wing position. Keogh on Ireland, and he got one for his corner. Right on the ear. Trevor Keogh. Looking for Mackay. In front and takes the mark. One of the best aerialists in the VFL, and he'll drive Carlton deep into attack, David Mackay. He's gone for the long kick, looking for McLeod. Pickham! Oh, what a mark! The mark of the grand final. Look at that. What did you think, Lou?
Magnificent mark. And mark, the ball slippery. You thought it was a dry day. The ball back there to centre half back for Collingwood. Down it comes now. Magro playing in the centre. Drives it back over the centre position. Dill goes for the punch. There's Fitzpatrick backing up. Well, he's played a great game. A hand pass out to Austin. Having trouble picking it up, but finally picks it up now. Out towards Sheldon and Byrne. There's Barham flying too. Young doing the wise thing. Stays down. Picks it up. Goes for a pass. Looking out there for his teammate Johnson. He's found him. Johnson's kick is not a good one. In goes Morris. He goes down. Umpires found a free kick. It could go to Morris. And Morris to take that free kick towards the back pocket position. Carlton in front by 21 points. We're at the 7-minute mark, and both sides very tired. There's a mark to Edwards. Edwards and Kink have fallen out of the game. King came back a little bit towards the end of that quarter, but Edwards a very good player early. Punched away by Carlton's Fitzpatrick. There's Buckley trying to get it out. In goes Banks, finally picked up by Keogh. Over to Jeff Southby, a short pass. It's okay, and Dill's got the ball now, and he'll set them going as he shoots it down there looking for his teammates. They're all flying. Down they go. Byrne gives a hand pass back to Morris out there at half back. Collingwood still tries. He tries to find Edwards. It goes off the top of his hand. Fitzpatrick gives it to Dool, and Dool drives it long back there towards the forward line. Punched away by Moore. And there we see breaking clear is Mackay. Mackay giving it over to Sheldon. He's grabbed. He's clear. A hand pass to Harms. And Carlton swinging to a tap up to full forward to mark to Billy Picken again. He's played a mighty fine game for Collingwood too. Ball kicked out wide. Chance for Magro to mark. He's out there on his own. He's got a ton of room to move about with. Still, at the moment, 21 points in favour of Carlton. The ball out there on the wing. Possessed Barham going for Roman. Can this fella go? Boots it up towards the forward pocket. Jesaulenko and Shaw, the two captains. Down goes Jesaulenko, and Shaw's there. He's grabbed by the leg. The umpire's found it. But that was a pretty wise move on the part of Jesaulenko. He knew if he got away at an open run to goal. Now he's got to have a direct shot, Bob. Well,
possibly so, but I don't think Jesaulenko realised that the ball was going to be picked up by McConville. Now we see Jesaulenko and Shaw right on screen. A beautiful shot as Shaw about to break away. Jesaulenko making sure that he doesn't, and I don't think he realised that McConville was coming in.
Waiting on Shaw to have this shot from about 35 metres out, right on the boundary line. Not a bad sort of a kick. It's not coming around enough. And the difference is 20 points now at the 9-minute mark. Collingwood go to 7-11-53. To Carlton 10-13 73.
So 20 points the difference as Jeff Southby prepares to boot the ball back into play. More up high. Anderson pursued by Francis. He fires at the goals. It's well off target, though, in towards the 10-metre square. Davis snaps for goal. That's coming around. OK, it might be a goal. No. Yes, it is. Collingwood still in the match.
The growing popularity of the new Magna is testament to its quality. So to anyone who hasn't experienced the excitement and refinement of a Magna sedan or wagon, we say,
it's going to flood here tomorrow. How do you know that? What are you going to do about it? I'm going to send a message over the land and across the sky to all the people down the river. Mental telepathy. No, mate. Mobile phone.
Telecom's mobile net is helping more and more people keep in touch around Australia's populated areas.
Imagine your worst nightmare. Under Mr. Kennett, jobs are gone, wages are cut. Don't let Mr. Kennett's dream become your nightmare.
We will improve productivity and protect award wages. We have a real and honest plan for manufacturing industry. Hard work and an honest plan. That's how we'll face the future.
Joan Kerner, Facing the Future. Authorised by J. Beecham for the Australian Labor Party, Carlton.
Are you still opening your garage store the old way? Well, isn't it time you made it easier and added a B&D controller door automatic garage door opener? No matter what type of garage door you have, whether it be a tilting type door, a rolling type door, or a sectional overhead door, all B&D controller door openers are Australian made and produced to the highest standards to suit most garage doors. You know you'll be right behind the B&D controller door.
Look who's having our spring carpet clearance. That's right, it's Solomon's. Come on in.
It's time for a spring clean, and we've got 4 fabulous carpets to clear at crazy prices.
Like this cut and loop with Scotch Guard, only $39.50 a metre.
100% wool Berber, just $62.50.
DuPont Antron is only $69.50 a metre.
And this famous Stainmaster is just $79.
What a clearance.
But hurry before the bargains are all cleaned out.
Save in style at Solomon's.
What happened in a small American town 30 years ago?
There's something terribly wrong here in Derry.
What secrets had thrust childhood friends into a menacing path of mysterious force?
It's back.
Inhuman, unexplained, unstoppable, unless...
I'm going back in. This time I'm going to kill him.
One of the most riveting thrillers ever to come to television is here.
Oh my God!
If Stephen King is the master of suspense, then this is his masterpiece. The television premiere, It, Monday, on 7.
Collingwood right back into the game again. If they can kick the next goal, it'll really kick them along.
It's Moore and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick got the tap out. Harms is there. It goes past him, but he was expecting the hand pass and didn't get it. Wearmouth. Away he goes, Ronnie Wearmouth, and Collingwood supporters haven't given up yet. Look at this little fella go. Ronnie Wearmouth straight through the glue pot, goes for the pass. Successful Carlton. Lee Carlton, 55 metres out from goal, and he's directly in front. A chance to put the Magpies right back into the match, but it'd need to be a very good kick. In the goal square, Edwards and Davis. With Ray Shaw as we watch the kick. Look at that! That's a goal! Oh, what a great kick from Carlton, and the Magpies are back in the premiership fight. What a kick. The scores. Collingwood 9-11, 65. Carlton 10-13, 73.
Again on replay, a beautiful pass from Wearmouth to Carlson, and with the pressure that was on Carlson there, for him to go back and kick a goal, a real great goal.
11 minutes gone and 8 points the difference. Can the Magpies get up? Knocked out by Fitzpatrick. It goes out there now. A chance for Collingwood to get it clear. There's Magro. He's grabbed by his own man, Olsen. He's out. Olsen's in the way again. Olsen gets it out, but the umpire's going to ball it. I don't think he knew it was Magro. He grabbed him, you know, then.
He could well have concussion, Lou, the whack that he got earlier.
There it goes, Fitzpatrick and Moore. Finally, Moore is going to get a free kick against him, and it'll go there to Fitzpatrick out there towards the half-back line. Fitzpatrick ready to drive it deep down there towards that half-forward. There's Mackay coming out. This looks dangerous. Mackay at centre half-forward. They're in front by 8 points. 11 and a half minutes gone of the last quarter's a lead coming up there to McClure, and a great mark. He got away from Pickham that time. And he's well within kicking distance. He'd be about 40 metres out, if that. And McClure has already kicked 2 goals. They're in front by 8 points. Carlton are at I think, 22 points in front at one stage of this quarter. McClure ready to sight the goals up. He knows this is a vital kick. Comes around too far. Umpire said through for 1 point. So the difference is 9 points now. 12 minutes gone, and every second counts in this game, and both sides mighty tied because it's been a tough slogging game. There we see the kick by Mackay, and a great mark by McClure in front of Billy Pickham that time. Ball out towards that half-back line. There's a chance for Rene Kink to pick it up. He's clear. A hand pass over to Anderson. And now it's Collingwood's turn to swing into attack. A long kick down there towards... there's the old reliable himself. And it's a good mark taken there, a little short of centre half-back by Jezelenko. 13 minutes gone.
Jezelenko playing in defence for the last quarter and a half. Anderson. McCormack in there for Collingwood, and umpire Kevin Smith decides to bong it up on the centre wing position adjacent to the VFL emblem. Fitzpatrick to Klomp, and Klomp well shepherded. His kick up towards half forward. Morris is there. Johnston's there. He's caught. A hand passes to Harms. Back to Johnson. Danger for Collingwood as Johnston lines up the goals from 30 metres out, and he's missed. And so that makes the difference 10 points in favour of Carlton. 13 minutes gone in the quarter. Collingwood still live, but they now need 2 goals. Can they get them? 65 to 75. The VFL Grand Final through HSV and associated stations throughout Australia. Fitzpatrick. Wearmouth driving Collingwood into attack now. Up towards Rene Kink. Oh, he spilt the mark. A chance for Klomp, but Kink's still in there fighting his heart out for Collingwood. Buckley. In comes little Anderson. Over to Wearmouth. Collingwood still fighting hard. Wearmouth up towards the full forward zone. Oh, great mark brought in by Peter McConville. That was a ripper. In he comes. It'll go around the boundary line. Olsen in the front posse. Fitzpatrick up high. Tried to tap the ball clear. It comes to Ireland. Over to Anderson. To Kink. He lines up the goals. It's sailing goalwards. The difference is 4 points. 4 points the difference in the 1979 Grand Final as King puts it through. Let's check the scores for you. Collingwood 10-11, 71. Carlton 10-15, 75.
Well, anything can happen now because there's only 14 minutes gone of this quarter, and it's a matter of what side can stand up and last the distance, Bobby.
Well, Anderson hasn't had the greatest of days, Lou, but in the last 5 minutes of play, he's really lifted his game.
Back to the centre, Fitzpatrick and Moore. It comes out to Olsen. He gets the ball back towards Collingwood's half forward. Has a chance, a good mark there to Barham. And Collingwood ready to go into attack. A hand pass down to Magro. Up there towards the full forward zone. Davis there, punched out by Jezelenko, and the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket position. This crowd. Oh, Jezelenko's hurt his leg. That's bad news. He's limping badly. Don't tell me he's got to go off the ground, because that'll be a sad blow to Carlton. Up they go. The ball, there's Dill trying to get out. It'll be a pile up here, and the umpire's going to play it safe and ball it up about 20 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Jezelenko in trouble there. Bad trouble.
Well, Carlton a bit slow, Lou, to get somebody down into that back pocket.
Up it goes now. Knocked out again. A chance for the Southby to clear it away. Out it goes there towards Young. It's out of bounds. It'll be a throw in from that half forward line, about 50 metres around from the Collingwood goal. At the moment, Carlton 4 points in front. And Jazelenko will be going off the ground.
And Marku coming back on, and looks like Brown coming off.
And the ball cleared away by Armstrong. More going up. McCormick trying to get it out. He's clear, and Collingwood going to attack again. The ball up there towards the full forward zone. Rene King setting himself, and the ball is finally forced out by McConville. Out of bounds. Jazelenko coming off. He looks in pain too.
Only got 17 on the ground because Brown's come off. Jazelenko you can see him being carried off the ground.
Well, Brown
not realising that he should be out there.
Okay, the ball back. There's the wrong man, Dull. A chance for Wearmouth to get it back to Barham. A snap for goal, and what's the result? It won't make the distance. It'll go out of bounds. Nearly hit the line, but it's out of bounds, and a penalty free kick down there to Austin. Only 4 points the difference in favour of Carlton. Still a ton of time for anyone to win this game at the 16.5-minute mark as we wait now for Austin to bring the ball back into play.
Jazelenko getting a huge round of applause as he comes around the boundary line, but back to the play. Moore got high, tried for the screamer. It didn't work though. Anderson grabbed. We're not in possession. He must get a free kick, surely. No. It's going Carlton's way, and it will be taken by Francis. Francis up from the back pocket, goes for the long kick towards the centre wing position. Johnson was behind the pack. It's socked away by Keogh. Down towards the half-forward line. Harms tries to pick it up. Buckley gets it out to Harms now. He's pursued by Brewer, but he can't catch him. Harms fires at the goals, but he's off target. It's rolling towards the boundary line, and Harms almost makes ground. He tips it back to Sheldon. It's a goal! Oh, what a goal! If you don't mind, Harms is almost as quick as the kick.
Can Collingwood get back? Oh, he missed that more completely. There's a chance for Marku to get out, but he's grabbed, and the umpire will ball it up at centre field. A little bit down towards Collingwood centre half forward position. Carlton in front by 10 points. 18 minutes gone. Still plenty of time for the Magpies, if they're good enough. Carlton hanging on. Knocked out by Moore. Chance here for Ireland to get clear. He's in the mud pile there, and the umpire's going to ball it up. This time it's towards Carlton centre half forward. Only about 10 metres away from the centre. By golly, you can feel the tension up here in this commentator's box. Andrew Ireland goes for the punch, pushed away again. There's a chance for Shaw. He picks it up, a hand pass to Morris. Another long one to Carlson out there on his own. He's in trouble. He's grabbed high around the neck, and the umpire said a free kick.
He could have got 15 metres too, Lou.
I think he was acting a bit that time. Carlton in front by 10 points. Collingwood have got to get their game going. The ball comes back to Big Fitzpatrick. He dropped that mark. Edwards can't pick it up either. He piles on top of the ball. Dool and Fitzpatrick in there with him, and the umpire will ball it up at centre half forward, about 65 metres out from the Collingwood goal. That'd be about 1.5 miles if you're playing out there too. I'm not kidding. So it's back to the centre, back to the bounce. Moore and Fitzpatrick, they've had a great duel. Moore gets it out, but Olsen's in the way. Gets a short pass out there to Shaw, and Collingwood going to attack again. Down it goes. There's Brown going through. His kick is out wide. A chance for Marku to mark, and he does. Marku on the ground there, out at half-back, and, of course, Jazelenko leaving the ground with a very painful leg injury. Ball kicked back towards centre field. A chance now for Francis to mark. He's been a darn good player for Carlton. Waiting on Marku to send them back into attack again. The ball falls short, and a good mark to Johnson. Got away from Morris, and he's out there a little short of the half-forward line. A long kick. And a good mark to Brewer, playing down there at half-back, or in the back pocket. I'm not quite sure where he's playing. Played most of his football on the attacking side of the ground. Rene Kink and Plump, they both go for it. Down they go, and no one's giving up here. We see Johnson get it out, and the ball driven back there to Harms. A hand pass out there to Armstrong. He's getting away, but he's attacked here by Brewer and also Andrew Ireland, who can't get a fair hand pass that time and goes for the boundary line, and it's out of bounds. 20 minutes gone, and still Carlton in front by 10 points, I think it is. We've got the policeman standing in front of the scoreboard over there, and we're at the 20-minute mark. That's the score. 71 plays 81. 20 minutes gone, and still plenty of time if they're good enough, the Magpies. Stack up there, and the umpire's going to ball up about, 40 metres out from the Carlton goal.
Well, if Carlton get the next goal, Lou, I think it's curtains for the Magpies. Collingwood must get the next one to keep their chances alive. That's on the Carlton half-forward line now as Marku tries to go after it. Picked up by Klump. A short pass from Robert Klump to Sheldon. This is danger. Sheldon, a short pass. But his man down there was covered. That was Harms. Olsen over to Wearmouth. Back to Brewer, and the Magpies can get it clear here. They want to get the run down the ground. Ross Brewer from centre half back. Brewer looking out there for Carlton, who's on his own, and Lee Carlton bursts away now. He'll drive Collingwood up into their attacking zone, but straight to Jeff Southby away from Banks. And ever reliable Southby taking the mark across the half-back zone for the Blues. Barham in front of Armstrong on that occasion, and the ball over the boundary line to be thrown back into play about 80 to 85 metres from the behind post on Collingwood's right half-forward flank. Ruckman, Edwards contesting, but more over the top. No Collingwood small men there. Where are they? There's Magro. Dool right there with him. A free kick, or is it a ball up? A ball up, says umpire Bill Dever, on Collingwood's half-forward line with 22 minutes gone. There's the Collingwood Brain Trust, Tommy Hafey and Ron Richards. I guess they'd be pretty worried at the moment. Collingwood need 2 goals. They need them quickly. They've got about 8 minutes in which to score them, I'd reckon, as long as Carlton don't score any. Fitzpatrick tries to get the ball clear of the pack. They're all having trouble down there. Marcoux comes out with it eventually and shoots out the hand pass. It wasn't a good one, and it's picked up eventually by Keogh. Keogh drives the Blues up to the centre wing position, looking for Johnston, who gets boot the ball very quickly, but he's put it out of bounds on the full. And the end result of that will be a penalty free kick to Collingwood's Ross Brewer. He's at right half back, Ross Brewer. A wobbly punt kick. Weirmouth in front. They still can't get it out of the pack. Olsen's there, Armstrong there. And likewise Mike Fitzpatrick, and it's the ball up situation on the centre wing position on the outer side of the ground. 22.5 minutes have gone in the quarter.
And still 10 points in front, Carlton. Out there on that wing position. Moore goes for the grab. Couldn't pick it up. Keogh has a fresh air shot. It's Olsen driving it down there towards Rene Kick. He should have marked it. He tried to go for the big punch. And there it is, though. It'll be a ball up there. McConville pounced on him straight away. Thought he could have grabbed that, Bobby.
I think it must have been touched off the boot, Lou. I can't think of any other reason why Kink wouldn't have tried for the mark.
Ball comes back to Moore. Klomps in there too. Weirmouth trying to get it. Went between Fitzpatrick's leg. He can't get it out. The umpire said a free kick to Carlton. And that's the one they want. We're 23 minutes into this last quarter, and they're still 10 points in front. By golly, that's been a tough game, and both these sides will be that tired. They're that tired now, as a matter of fact. They can hardly raise a gallop. And they're putting in superhuman efforts to keep themselves going. Out it goes there to the half-back flank. Mackay flies. Couldn't hold the mark, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to McCormack out there on that half-back line. Time ticking away. The Magpies need 2 goals to win this match. Punched away by Dool. Back it goes out there to Johnson. A long kick. A good chance now for Brewer to take the mark. And Brewer takes it at half-back, looking for someone to give it to. But I'll try and drive it down there as quickly as I possibly could. That's a long kick out there towards the wing position. Ah, there's a good mark to Johnson. He's been a very handy player for Carlton today.
2 Collingwood players collided there.
They better get up quickly. One is Edwards too, I notice.
Other's Banks.
And the other's Banks. And the mark out to Armstrong. Armstrong out there on that wing position.
They're both still down, those
well,
players.
Edwards hasn't moved, but there we see Armstrong going for a short pass. It was juggled there by Young, but he's got a bit of time to kick it. He finally kicks it over there looking for Buckley. He smothers it well. He's grabbed. He's collared. It'll be holding the ball against him. I think we've got to agree, Bob, both these sides have put up a tremendous performance today.
You've got to admire all 40 players.
Anyone that talks about the collywobbles today, well, they don't know what they're talking about, because both sides have fought it out well. We see a fresh air shot that time again by McConville. Driven back by France. There's a chance for Brewer to mark again. A hand pass to Moore. Collingwood trying to get it down there. It's a shocking kick off the side of the boot. Out it goes to Ricky Barham. He's away from his opponent. And look at him go. He's trying to bounce the ball. He's actually bounced. He got one in the back. It'll be a free kick to Ricky Barham.
A clever free kick, though.
We're at the 25-minute mark. It won't be a long quarter because there hasn't been many goals kicked for the quarter. 4 goals, so I'd say about 29. There we see him pushed him in the back.
No doubt it was a free kick that Dool desperate just to try and stop Barham.
The kick by Barham is up there, doesn't reach the distance. They all fly. They go high. A chance now for Olsen to get out. There's an Olsen out there. He finally gets. He said he threw it, and he's not too happy about it either. He looks more like Al Jolson. His face is covered in mud. And it's Klopp, who's been a very good player for Carlton. Well, there's been a lot of good players for both sides. It'd be unfair to say that. There's flying high was Harms over to Francis, and Francis is clear as he drives the ball wide out there, looking there for Sheldon. Burns going after. Sheldon's got a chance if they both go down. Burns the first to recover. Out to Brewer again. Collingwood still trying to get it up there, and a mark to Andrew Ireland out there on the wing position. 26 minutes gone, and still Carlton 10 points in front.
Ireland up towards half forward, and McConville, has he taken the mark? No! Wearmouth's got it over to Edwards. The Carlton fans weren't too happy with it. Edwards runs in and fires at the goals. And what's he done with it? I think he's missed. No, it's a goal! The difference is again 4 points. Any team can still win the 79 Grand Final. Let's check the scores. It's Collingwood 11-11, 77. To Carlton 11-15, 81.
We just saw it on replay there, Peter, and McConville, you could have paid the mark, but then again, when you're on your own, you should hold those. He should have run it down the hands and into the arms, and McConville definitely should have pulled it in.
Oh, gee, the goal umpire tricked me there when he ran right into the point post. I thought he'd missed that one. However, it's 4 points the difference. Peter Moore touched the ball out, taken away by Harms. He goes towards right half forward for the Blues. The Magpies need the next goal, and if Carlton get it, it'll wrap it up for them, I'd suggest, with 27 minutes gone for the final quarter.
There'll be about 2 or 3 minutes to go, Peter.
Well, not long. Any team can still win it. Moore and Mackay. Picked up by Byrne. He doesn't get it too far, though. There's Wearmouth falling into the back of Buckley, who gets the kick in over towards the half-forward line. Ireland and Harms. The ball tapped away. Is it a free kick? No, play on, says the umpire. It's scooped out to Armstrong now. Armstrong, quick to get boot to ball, up to Mark McClure. McClure with a chance to wrap the game up. He gave it to Mackay with a bad hand pass, though. Peter Moore and also Brewer in there. Here's Marku. This could wrap it up. He fires. He's missed. 5 points the difference. At the 27.5-minute mark. 5 points the difference. It's 11-16, 82 Carlton, Collingwood 11-11, 77.
I tell you what, it's not enough to give a commentator a heart attack. A short pass out to Brewer, and he's been a pretty good player since moved out of that half-back line. Collingwood trying to get it around there. There's a go for Magro. He's going for the mark, but the umpire set a free kick for interference. 28 minutes gone. Is there time for Collingwood to get up? They're 5 points. The siren, and Carlton won the 1979 premiership. The score, the final scores. Carlton 11-16, 82. Once again, Collingwood the bridesmaid. 11 goals, 11-77.
Well, what a grand final. It had everything, didn't it? It really had everything. It had toughness in the first few minutes. It had great marks. And it will be celebrations into the long hours of tomorrow morning at Princes Park. Full credit to Collingwood, though. They fought the match right out. They got within 4 points earlier in the final term and then 5 points. And that was as close as they were to get. Surprisingly, a rather short final term. Only, it was just on 28 minutes. And Carlton players, officials and supporters very, very happy. There's George Harris even smiling. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
Well, what a day. The Blues by 5 points, 11-16, 82, 11-11, 77 Collingwood. And interesting to see Perce Jones there in the elation right at the end, because he was to become the Blues coach the next year when Jezza backed George Harris. And there was George drinking the champagne.
That's right, yeah.
And George was turfed, and Jezza, well, he jumped on the wrong tram and went with him.
Yes, a strange old sum of that one. And also Wayne Johnston there we saw, and what a magnificent finals player he was. A big heart, Wayne, and now coaching up in the Ballarat League. But George Harris, now there's a name, George. Well, he hated Collingwood, George, president. That's the one club he loved to beat. I'm sure he